Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I am still here at the LA Auto Show for 2023. Of course, we had to cover a vehicle that I've been trying to track down because I know you've wanted to see it. It's this vehicle right here. What is it? It's your updated, changed up, refreshed 2024 Hyundai Elantra N. But before we get into this compact sedan performance car, let's talk about what's going on here. When Hyundai came out with the N performance brand, I think a lot of people were not expecting what they were going to bring. When I talk about bringing, they're bringing high levels of driver engagement, style, and of course the P word, no, not that P word, performance. Now the Elantra N has been a hit, but they didn't want to rest on their laurels. They know that there's the Type R, there's the Integra Type S, the GR Corolla, the WRX. So what Hyundai decided to do is keep the same foundation, but make some interesting changes. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a compact performance car, is this the best way to go over a Type R or an Integra Type S? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this sedan and find out. Right off the bat, the color. I love the white on this vehicle. It's sort of like an off-white, and it really highlights the body lines very nicely. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna get all new headlights, much skinnier LED headlight, daytime running lamp, and then look at the aggressive corner air intakes. Functional, gloss black, with some flat black around the edge, and then that red trim. Remember, when you see the red trim, that means that's part of the N branding. Now when we come across that low slung nose, they really cleaned up the style, but yet even made it more aggressive. You have your N Performance badge up top, prominently displayed. Love the way they brought a little bit of this gunmetal gray finish. And then working our way down, I like the flat black. It really keeps it very sporty and clean. And then you have a ginormous lower grille opening for the intercooler. And look at the splitter up front. Not only is it more aggressive, but it's more functional. It's gonna give you more downforce, and I like the way they brought the red up in the center there. Now, as we rise up, blacked out on the Hyundai badge, nice and flat. Everything else is gonna be the same when it comes to the hood. What is underneath the hood? You're looking at that 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine putting out 275 horsepower. If you go with the automatic, the 8-speed DCT with the N-Grin shift mode, that would obviously get you the 286 horsepower. But why don't we go ahead, that's what you find underneath the hood. I'm glad they still have a manual and a dual clutch automatic transmission, depending on what you want. But why don't we go around the bend here and see what we're working with, wheel and tire setup. So as we go around the bend, I'm gonna swing it around, and we're gonna come down not only to a new front end, but all new wheels. Very simplistic, V-spoke design. I love the style. It's like a satin black with those bright red calipers and performance badge on your center caps and on the calipers. I wish that they would bring some type of Brembo spec caliper to give you some more braking performance, and some black lug nuts would go a long way. So I am gonna zonk those two things, but you're still gonna get nice large rotors. We got a limited slip diff, 0 to 60, if you know how to do the business, right around 5 seconds. And of course, you got that great sound coming out the exhaust. Now going down the rest of the vehicle, this is all gonna be the same as the previous model year. We have gloss black on your mirror caps here. You have your turn signals built in, and then I like the side skirt extension all the way down the side of the vehicle. It extends out nicely. You got the N badge up front, fully functional as it comes down the rear. I think the one thing that people are still kind of hung up on are these geometric shapes, the triangles and stuff. To me, on the white, it works. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. Working our way towards the rear, you do have a large area gloss black, but they do put some vortex generators in there to clean up the air as it hits the rear of the vehicle. And speaking of the rear, we also have some changes here. You're still gonna get that same trunklet spoiler, pedestal style on both sides, functional piece, LED lighting, looking great. The N badge, the Elantra name in black really pops nicely. And then of course we got that lower bumper area with that race style diffuser, nice large exhaust. I mean, those are like 5-inch opening on the exhaust. That's what allows that pop and bang and burble to come out the back. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside and see what this Elantra N is bringing. All right guys, business time. On the inside of this 2024 Elantra N. Now I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want one of these. I've been waiting. I like the updates. I'm glad I waited. I like the updates, but I also like a Type R. Type R, remember, MSRP is $44,000. Now the interesting thing is guess what? Hyundai has learned how popular these are. The MSRP has gone up for the 2024 model year, so you're looking right around $36,000 for this vehicle. But let's see how it stacks up to the Type R. To the door panels, I love the way it's got the Alcantara material. Other than that, that's the only thing I love. The rest of it is all hard plastic. Up top, on the armrest, and down below. Door pocket, decent size, can get probably, I would say, one Einstein bagel in there with an extra cream cheese schmear and a small coffee. You do have the Bose sound system, which I would be willing to give up the Bose sound system to get some different materials on the interior. Going from the door panel to the dash, same story. It's on the hard side. I do like the way they bring a little bit of silver in here and blue ambient lighting. You see the blue ambient lighting here? But other than that, it's really plain Jane. And I wish they would do something with that. On the side of the center console, you do have a pencil holder. This is where you could get those Big Dipper pencils. Those are the pencils I remember in elementary school, they would sell for 75 cents. And when you would have a pencil fight with somebody, you could snap their pencil in 2 seconds with a Big Dipper, hence the name. Look at this, talk about a Big Dipper. You have a nice 10.25-inch infotainment system screen. I love the way it has all the performance gauges and data there. There's that ambient lighting I was telling you about. Real knobs and buttons. You do have your dual climate control, heated seats, no ventilated seats. You do have the shifter. This is for your 8-speed DCT, dual clutch transmission, 2 USBs, a USB-C, a USB-A, and a 12-volt and wireless charging. Good old mechanical e-brake, 2 cup holders, and of course, you got this little divider with an oh crap handle. Who would have ever thought in Elantra they would have an oh crap handle for your passengers? Rubber style on the armrest, not my favorite, but you open it up, and that's where you could keep all of the pink slips of the Type R's that you beat at the track. So if you go to the track and you beat them, you can keep the pink slips because now you own their Type R seats. I love them. Single back race style seat with the N badging that lights up. It illuminates nicely. Alcantara, all manual controls, but I'm okay with that because of what this car is all about. Up top, if you go with the 8-speed, you do get a sunroof. If you go with the manual, you don't get a sunroof. Kind of interesting how they do that. But why don't you come over here? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Elantra N. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You are going to be greeted to this super thin. I've never seen a thinner sill plate with the M badge. Pedal box is right out of a race car. Large aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. Good news is you can still get a 6-speed, so you can still get that clutch. Manual seat controls are okay. They're manual on the Type R as well. And remember, the Type R costs $44,000. Overall, I love the room in here, and I love the steering wheel even more. You got a blacked out Hyundai badge for 2024, the N badge, the blue performance blue stitching. This is gonna get you into your N mode, and that's the button you hit for N Grand Shift. That's the overboost, 286 horsepower compared to 276 horsepower. And then you have that 12-inch digital display. Remember, there's nothing I could show because we're sitting here at the auto show, but I can show the Zonk, the Death Star. I hate this area. I wish they would I want to get like a saw and just cut it off because it's kind of pointless. It really is. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see if your passengers are going to enjoy cruising and beating the Type R's in your Elantra N. All right, guys, backseat time in this Elantra N. And just like before, you're going to be greeted with a ton of room, but there's also a ton of room in the Type R as well. Nice, simple, one-piece backs, no pockets, but hey, hashtag race car. You got 2 USB-Cs, which the Type R does not have. Plenty of room The other thing, no center armrest. So it's all built in. There is no center armrest, but you do get the same seat material that the front seat passengers get. You get the Alcantara. Remember, Type R, you get a base black Civic seat. Kind of weird. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the trunk and wrap it up from LA. All right, guys, trunk space, hit the button. You have that easy pop open, lift it up, and you're gonna be greeted to a substantial amount of room. The thing that I love though, is look at the bracing. That's something you don't get in your Civic Type R, the bracing behind the rear seat. Now the rear seat does fold down, but that bracing is gonna stay in place, but that's how they stiffen up the rear of the vehicle by tying in the rear suspension and frame structure. Not as much room as in the back of a Civic Type R, but still very substantial for a compact sedan. But let me know what you think. Do you like the changes for 2024? Wheels, tires, the front of the vehicle, the interior. Do you like those changes? Or are you thinking you're still liking the Civic Type R a little bit more? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Of course, I need to give it up to the person that makes all of this possible, Lori Givens Raiti, working that camera like a champ. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.